Welcome to Only on Fridays, brought to you by Entertainment Brand and Business. My name is Andrew Bempa. I'll let the gentlemen introduce themselves.
I'm Riyadh.
I'm Emmanuel.
And we are only on Fridays, and if you couldn't already tell, I'm in a really somber mood because Kanye has been tweeting a lot lately. He's coming out with an album in 2 months. The unfortunate thing is, he came out with some tweets that showed him wearing a Make America Great Again hat and showing a signed Make America Great Again hat that he received from, I hope he didn't receive it from Trump. Oh, and the worst part is, Trump actually responded to Kanye's love for him as well, talking about how he appreciated it. And you have all these conservatives, Republicans standing on his side. This is the same Kanye who said George Bush doesn't care about black people.
This is what happens with Kardashians. You know, he messed with that, and now his head is all messed up.
So just, well, what are you guys' thoughts? Because
you can't blame Kim. I just gotta say, you can't blame Kim.
No, Kim did not.
Kim is her own person.
Kim is her own person. I was just joking when I said off camera that as far as I blame Kim Kardashian for all the troubles. But I will say though, it does seem to be a jinx when a lot of these star entertainers end up with a Kardashian. I don't know why.
But
I don't know why.
Apparently, I read a report
Not saying it's God's plan.
That Kim was telling Kanye he's like talking too much about like liking Trump. He likes Trump too much. She's trying to push him away from Trump. Apparently, that's what's going on. She's anti-Trump, and she's like, yo, you need to cut it down with this. But it all came down with the with all the pictures. I saw a picture of Kanye standing with Trump. I don't know if that's a recent picture, but
that might be an old picture. But the thing is, I remember he also came out with some comments saying how he didn't support a lot of his policies and everything. He was against the whole thing he was trying to do with the border wall. But then he comes out with these comments today, and it's like, what does it mean? Does it mean a greater purpose? Because he's talking about free thinkers. He's also expressed support for people like Donald Glover, who's an example of a person who's completely on the opposite side of that. But he's shown support for someone like Trump, as well as this one other black woman who hangs in conservative circles. I can't remember her name
is
right
it
now.
Omarosa?
It's not Omarosa. I can't remember her name right now. But
Stacey Dash.
it's not Stacey Dash, but what happened to her too? But hey, that's another
Is
topic.
it Condoleezza Rice?
Honestly,
Condoleezza Rice.
Riyadh, what are your thoughts on it?
All right,
Because you're almost as big a fan as me, or maybe
I'm a
more in
huge
some
fan,
ways.
and I'm still gonna listen to his new album.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna listen
I'm
to
just
his new
saying.
album.
I'm just putting it out there. Like that's gonna happen regardless.
It's just going to be one of those things. It's like, you're gonna eat the food, but you're gonna hold your nose while eating it. Like it's like when I'm listening to Ignition from R. Kelly. Like the song is fire, but at the same time, it's just like it's R. Kelly.
I think there's always, like with Kanye, there's always a reason. He always speaks up about specific things, and usually the people that are against him end up like realizing, oh, okay, there's something behind this message. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, my one thought is actually.
I mean, what could it possibly be to make up for it?
If I could interject, because all Kanye, when he talked about, issues like this, he was talking about like issues in the community, what's going on around the country, something like, people like could actually follow behind now. Now, when Kanye has having issue, he's like, why is Mark Zuckerberg giving me $1 billion? It's stuff like, why is nobody buying my $1,000 shirts? Yeah. It's like he's completely like lost his touch with his fans, or like,
and downloading songs off of Pirate Bay.
Yeah,
what?
His the issues he's talking about, like his problems he's facing, or are things that like the average person not really facing. It's like what are you talking about? Like the things he was talking about before, and Gold Digger and all that, about and then now it's just like he's talking about like upper class, rich people problems. Where like we can't relate to anything that you're saying, but he wants us to like help him. Like, why is nobody understand? You ain't got the answer, Sway. Like, what?
Yeah.
I've spent $20 million of my own money to reinvest. Like, nobody is even like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody has money like that to just splash around. Like he has, but he's like, he wants us to relate to his problems.
Well, no, his reaction to
when Nike
yeah,
Nike like changed his views on his shoes.
not just Nike, but like everybody related to clothing and design were against him because they labeled him as just a musician and not like
Have you
an
seen his
overall
clothes?
artist.
He needs to stay in music.
Oh,
I mean,
dang.
Have you seen his clothes?
It's one person's opinion.
What is it? The homeless, the
What a
spring
roast.
homeless line. What is it? The shirt she
I
ripped.
really feel like
How does the shirt
within
cost?
everything he does,
How
there
does the
is
shirt
a
cost?
deeper meaning.
No shirt cost a couple $100. No white tee costs that expensive.
I totally agree with you.
Who's-
It is super expensive.
It's
I
being
can't
made in
afford
some
that.
sweatshop in China, but he expects us to pay.
No, apparently it was real Egyptian cotton.
Stop.
I don't think his stuff is bad per se. It's different. It's different from a lot of things. And yes, there's holes in the shirts and stuff like that. But there's so much other stuff. And I feel like regardless, it's still like a different style. And there is a message behind
Are you
everything, I
saying for
think.
you in general, just for general things, like going beyond Kanye, are you able to separate the artist from the person or the brand that the artist represents from the person? Because I can do that up to a certain point, but for me, basically was the last straw. I'm still gonna listen to the album. Like I'm not gonna completely turn away, but I feel like everybody has their limits on certain things. And
He's reached a lot of limits.
I might be biased. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I am biased. I was biased. But at the same time, it's like that one quote, either they die a hero or live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, from Batman?
Well, he's becoming the villain, man. He's turning him. But the thing is, it's his own doing. It wasn't like people like around him corrupted him or anything. It's like he just slowly just turned into this. And we're like, why? Like, what made you want to
But
think?
Batman was always a hero. He was perceived as a villain. So
that's where the quote
No,
came
that's all
from.
I'm
But it's a
Batman
quote
was a
it's a
good
quote
guy.
that makes sense. Because when you think about artists like Biggie or Tupac, they're thought of as legends because they basically died at the peak of their careers. But you have other people, other artists that they did good things early on. Like, I guess maybe one random thing is maybe a lot of African dictators did good things early on, but they live long enough, you start to get some power,
No.
you start
Okay,
to
first
feel
of
what
all-
that power feels like, and then
No, but Kanye, he was just like going off rants and things like that made no sense.
He's trying to make a point.
but that's exactly what I'm saying.
But what's his
There
point?
was a point where everyone loved Kanye because he was that small time. He wasn't a small time producer. Like he was a big time producer who always wanted to rap, but nobody believed that he could actually rap. And then College Dropout came out. People were starting to believe how good he was. Then Late Registration came out. Then after Late Registration, had a lot of mainstream success with Graduation, especially with songs like Stronger that came out, as well as Flashing Lights. And then after that, he kind of hit a little bit of a downturn with 808s and Heartbreaks, just because initially people didn't know what it was. It got appreciated a lot later on.
Exactly.
And then with the Taylor Swift thing, where Kanye fans, I was on the side of Kanye, other people were on the other side.
Other
because
people were-
The
Beyonce-
video states he clearly told her.
Beyonce did have a music video of the year because I don't remember Taylor Swift's music video, but
because of
everybody
that,
remembers.
Taylor Swift blew up after that.
She did blow up after
Who's
that.
Taylor Swift?
And then after that, it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. If Kanye died right after that, after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out, then no one would be saying a thing.
But like he wasn't acting crazy like in his personal. He was just no man. He was just out of control. I don't know right now. I don't know if Kanye actually cares about his fans. Like I can't even say that.
You can't say he cares about most of his fans because
I can't say if
All
he
right,
actually.
here's the theory behind the hat thing, right? So this is my thought. He might be doing it to make a point. Like he might be trying to love like Trump's hate in a sense.
he
I've
did
seen
come
so
out
many
with a
pictures-
tweet saying he not only loves Trump, but he loves everybody.
Oh my God.
But using that type of logic, you could say, "Oh, I love everybody, everything. I love
But it's
slavery.
the same
I
thing
love
as
racism."
it's the same
Like,
thing as like him and like the Kardashians wearing like Metallica shirts or like metal shirts. Like I don't know if they really listen to metal or whatever, but like there's pictures of these metal bands wearing shirts that say "fuck the Kardashians" and stuff like that. I mean,
She-
think
No, I
about
mean,
it. Like,
no,
what
that-
if it was the exact same?
The thing is, though, he was wearing a "Make America Great Again" shirt, which stands for a lot of things.
It's the same
that go way beyond.
But he
got
wears
brainwashed.
Confederate flag shirts too.
You what?
Yeah, I've seen.
I know, no,
I've seen.
I did see
Exactly.
stuff like that, but at the same time, he said he was trying to turn around the meaning of that. You can't turn around the meaning of a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Well, in
It
this
is what it is
situation,
at
It
this
was
point.
built on hate. Like that thing was just built on
Exactly.
hate.
His
Like,
whole-
like the
his whole
Confederacy
presidency
flag,
was
it was
built on
built
hate.
on hate. You can't hate on hate. Like it doesn't matter how much we can show like love. Like
Exactly.
just because one black
You-
person showed love to it doesn't mean it's gonna change. No, because there's so much hate involved with it. It's not gonna happen. Like like the N-word. It took an entire race to change the meaning. We changed the meaning into something endearing. And love. But like one man, he's like, well, it's fun now.
I think
not gonna
he's
happen.
trying to play it very hip hop and flip it. That's my thought.
Probably, that's why he's just gonna want to drop the album. Make some noise and then drop the album.
It's gonna be a country album.
I won't be surprised. I would not be
And
surprised.
on that note, we'll see what happens. We're gonna see how the album is.
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna listen to Drake's album first. It comes out the same month.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for listening to Only on Fridays. Peace.
Peace out.